I am really working in a mess, but it's okay. I can make it work. That's just the way I roll. So I have unfortunately been working on other things this morning, and I didn't get them all put away before I started to realize what time it was, and I wanted to get to work on this. Hi, Lisa. So I'm going to mix and match, and I have a little bit of chocolate here I don't want to forget about. I'm going to eat that. I'm going to need that for the second part of my day. So it kind of looks unattractive here right now because I was really just dressing up another project, but we're gonna get this figured out. Hi, Bailey. So I remember that we got this in here the last time, right? Well, I found my punch, which is this, that makes these holes, and I don't know exactly. I guess you put it here, or this tells you where something is. I don't know exactly, but anyways, I used this 2-hole punch to make the holes. I'm hoping that will work to add this paper in here like this. So do you remember we put this little, yeah, see, look at that. Now I think the worst case scenario, this is coming out the side a little bit, so what I can do is I can cut that off a few pages at a time. It might make it. Hi, Tina. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Nance. Vanessa, you feeling okay today? So it's the, let's see, this is the top of the embossing. Do you see this really pretty embossing here? And I want to cut off a bit off of this side, I think, right? I'm going to end up making this. No, you know what I did? Is I think I just put it in upside the wrong way. Yeah, I had it. No, it still ended up gonna. Okay, so that side has to have some cutoff. I miscalculated. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take. Let's see. This is 6 inches, so I'm gonna take a 1/4 inch off of each side of a few pages at a time. Hello, hello. You guys are so sweet. So this, I'm hoping, can be the final installment. Let me turn this over. In this series, not the series, the final installment in this project. And then I will start another project where we talk about getting back to the basics on other projects. But this particular one, I think, is coming to a close. And I'm not sure if this is the 4th or the 5th. But don't you think that looks pretty there for writing on? I think that looks pretty there for writing on. So then we close these. Right. Okay, so it's not perfect, but you know what? It's what I had, and I think it'll work out okay. So I am going to go ahead and call that a success. And then there was an area under here that if I wanted to, or the person who gets it can continue on. 5th video. Thank you, Vanessa. So, but where we're at now is, this isn't the actual cover, or is it? No, this is the cover. Okay. So where we're at now is I went over to the machine and did some sewing. So I want to show you that really quick. Okay, so this is, I think I might make another cover for this, like a soft cover manila envelope type, like say if I was to, and this isn't wet, this is just from me doing other projects, but I don't know if that would, it would work if I put some purple lace on the edge, but I'm gonna have to figure it out because this thing, you guys, has gotten really bulky. But they do, don't they? When you love them, they get bulky. That's what happens. Okay, so this was originally what I took out of the paper pack and decided to be the cover. I'm open to change. I hope you're open to change. We never know what we're going to end up doing. So, but what we have now when we open this is we have our little notepad area. We did some work on that. Then we have a page that's a little bit smaller but decorative. Then we have a flip here that has both sides, and then it will be sewn, and it can go, I want it to hit at least one of the signature stitches, pamphlet stitches, so wherever it ends up, it'll be fine. Then it looks like we made this last time. Do you remember this? And this was fun. This was where we just took some scraps of some things and made a journaling area. But it could be done more with, that's for sure. Everything in this journal, more could be done with it. And I'm hoping that that's a benefit to the person who gets it, because I want them to put their own vibe and feel to it. Okay, so there's that. Then we have this page. This page, and I have strings hanging off because I didn't get a chance to, and sometimes I leave them. Sometimes I cut them. It all just depends. This one I'm going to cut because there wouldn't be enough of them to make it be like a style necessarily. These would just be strays. So, but I took this fiber here, which is kind of a netting, and there's a lot of fibers in here because I've been adding stuff. So this one here, and I as I was sewing a zigzag, I pressed in with my scissors and made a overlap, like a ruffle. So that's what's there. And then on this side will be the stitching. Now I can come up with an idea to cover that, or I can say I like the stitching and it'll be fine. This one, we made this textured pocket here, and what I did is I added, let's get the scissors for the, I added, this is wool, suiting wool, and I tore it and I added it here, and that kind of helped take the harshness off that point. I'll be okay with it over here, but it did help with that. And this is a tuck spot here that we'll be putting some things in. And this was a new page out of a book that had been distressed. Hi, Crystal. So then on this side, these strings, let me tell you. Oh my goodness. Okay. This thing's jumping around like a little alligator. Now, what I did down here, because I had, there was a statement, or there was some sort of text underneath it that I tried to cover up with cat washi tape, and it didn't work as well as I would like it. So I took this purple metallic fabric that I had, tore a strip of it, and did that same gathering technique across the bottom here. And that gave it, covered up that area and gave it texture and some pop of color. So here we go, some more. There we go. Now these pages here were a small page, again, like that one and the other one, and so I put a little of that suiting wool on there, and again on the other side. And they're torn, so they do have a bit of a rough edge, which I think looks better than a cut edge, but it doesn't matter. You can do either or. You know, some people like their journals done tidier, not so many rough edges. That's beautiful too. Everything that we do is beautiful. So so then we turn here, and this, I had a washi tape on this side that I wasn't really loving, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I felt like I could just go ahead and layer this up. It kind of just went with everything else, and I liked it. Hi, Kim. And so, and then what I'll do is I'll find a washi tape that I like better, or that's more opaque, and I'll cover that with that. Then we have the pockets I made out of these 5x7 or 5x8 note card type things. Folded them in half, embossed them, or not embossed them, stenciled them, and put glitter stencil or glitter glue on the areas that of the wings of the butterflies, and made it into a pocket that would go both ways. So both sides would have a pocket. So that was just a way to use a specialty paper in a fun way. So there we go. So there's that. Now we have our magazine cover, right? We have our book page, our stenciled kind of a scrapbooking paper that had been, this was a purple and white, and then I took and sprayed it with a purple, which kind of toned it down a bit, and then stenciled or decoupage, the napkin on the back of that. We made this area, which this was a book page, specialty page, out of a book about stamps, and we distressed that a bit, and we added a pocket here and a pocket here. So there's a tuck spot here and pocket and tags, and then I sewed on here this bric rack on both sides, and this is our center, and so this is where our threads will come up when we decide. So then this is the other side of everything. We have the other side of that. This we made a pocket here, and we have some journaling cards in here. Lots of stenciling and the layering of the distress inks. This is another pocket. We used a specialty punch for this, and I sewed the trim on there to give it just a little bit more. And right here is the other side of our decoupage, book pages, magazine cover, the other side of that pocket. This one I had put a washi tape here, but then I just thought that looked kind of flat, so I added this purple netting type looking fabric. It's the one that I had used earlier, and put that along the top just to give it a little more dimension. Then this one has the purple. This purple was just so beautiful. This suiting fabric, I got wool, and it just brought the deepest, darkest purples out of here, and I really liked it. So, and then there's our little house, and then there's one of the other side of that page, and then the ruffle that comes up from there. Thank you for being a friend. And this area we worked hard on. This one we had a lot of fun on this. Let's see if I can get all the debris out of here, because I've been just... So right here, what we did is we made this large tag, this smaller tag. This was a paper bag. We decorated up. We have a little pocket here where the bottom of the bag folded forward, and blinged it up, but it's just basically a paper bag. I put some trim here, some more trim here, a button and trim up there, and I'm just letting the threads hang. Here's the other side of that one, which is not a pocket, it's just an area. This is a tuck spot here though, so let's do this. Let's fold this in half just to show, but I was going to add this to this anyways. It was such a pretty pale purple lavendery pink that I thought it would be a good contrasting color. I don't want everything to be the same purple, right? I just want it to have some parts where it stands out. So I tried to use some green. And then this is the back, and what we have here is another tuck, and I took this material and I sewed it along the side of that because it looked like I was going to try to make some sort of flap, but instead I sewed the side so that it does this. And I was thinking about, and I have them right here, about leaving this flap up here, because I could take a bulb pen and put a charm on it, say a butterfly charm or something, and hang it off of there. So that's why I left that. It could just be more. It could be more than what it is. That's what it could be. So you guys, this I think is ready to sew together, but this is going to be the issue. Do we make a cover for it, or do we leave this as the cover? And although I'd love to make a cover for it, I just don't know that I have time. So I might just go ahead and sew it up the way it is, and then it could be, the way I'll do it, it could be added to a cover could be added to it, and that way the person who gets it could even alter it more than it's been. So let's do it that way. Let me find my center. And of course, I'm going to have to walk away for a minute to find a couple of things. I just started sewing, and so when I started sewing, I didn't stop until it was time to go, oh no, I better get on there because I'm already late. So that's the way I roll, ladies. Oh, good. Thank you, Lisa. I'm thinking we can make it work because we could layer up images, or the person who gets it could make a soft cover and re-sew, because these holes will be big enough to sew through twice with something, and then at that point they could make the cover that they want, and this could just be a signature, or heck, they could cut the threads, take it apart, make 3 signatures out of it for all I know. You know what I'm saying? It just has that much opportunity to be whatever the person who gets it wants. But we got to definitely encourage it to lay. I almost always, though, especially if I do this much work before I get them to the point of sewing, I'm off a little bit on my center, I guess, would be like if I poke here, sometimes some of the pages in between will come off just a little bit off the side. Hi, Nicole. So I'm gonna do my best here, but we're gonna use the crocodile because that's what works best for me. Okay, fingers work. There we go. If I don't slow down and think about what I'm doing, my hands won't follow my lead. Some sort of disconnect. So what I'd like to do, and this is not in any way, although all the other things, you guys, are tutorial type things. When it gets into structural stuff, you do it how you think it's best. You do it how you heard or seen or was taught, that you know that it will work great, because anything I do is just what I do. That's all it is. It's not in any way tutorial, but I wing it. I know there's so many ways to do this so wonderfully. So look at that. That's 9 inches. So then where my center is, of course, is going to be 4.5. Right? So there's 4.5. Now I like to come down 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom. This one's easier for me to see, so I'm going to do this. And then set this down and try. And I think if it's off, 1/8 of an inch, whatever, it's not going to be the end of the world. And if it is, then the person you're making it for, maybe, you'll just have to be really careful if it's going to be the end of the world for the person you're making it for. So there's that one, and there's that one. Now I am going to try really hard to get a good straight through, and I use my 1/8 so that I don't want to make a huge hole. Do I prefer a pamphlet stitch thin Melody? It's the one that I do. It's the one that I do because it's the one that I'm the most comfortable with. I would love to get out there and push myself into learning some more. I keep thinking sometime I'd like to do a hidden spine, but really I love the stitching. So hidden spine isn't a thing for me necessarily. Not that I would never do it. But pamphlet stitch is easy, user-friendly. Now see, on here they look really good, but see back here, look at that. See, that means mine shifted. So I can tell you already that's going to end up being an issue, isn't it? So that's just, I'm telling you, it's the way the cookie crumbles, ladies. In the beginning, you either find the way that you can do it right, or you find a way that you can just make it work. And I shouldn't have done it this way. It was too thick to try to manage this way, but I will refold that a bit, and that will put me in a better spot. Copic stitching. Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, I think it's awesome. I think all the different stitchings are awesome. It's just, how much time you have to perfect it, learn it, get it right, things like that. I am going to find my cording and a needle, which could end up being an issue because, again, I was distracted doing other things rather than paying attention to what I needed. But I think this needle will fit through, although it's a tapestry needle. And I wouldn't normally use one this big, but I'm going to bind. I had a needle that was sitting up here on my metal thing, on a magnet on my metal thing, and it was there, and everything was going great. Then, of course, all it has to do is fall or move. And Yeah, that'll go through. Okay, so I won't use that multiple times for multiple things, but I can grab my cording and make it work this time. I might even, if I look, have a nice purple, and what I have is a purple, well, this is a yarn. So what I'll do is I'll put this together and it'll hold, but the person who gets it might want to go ahead and sew it into something else with a hemp cord is what I would use, but I can double this. Now, what I do is I come in through the back, through the center, and I normally keep this all paper clips so that it doesn't go around, but I was trying to get that back area. See that right there? I'm going to have to fold it a little bit so that that now becomes the spine. So there's a, I guess, you know, make it work moment is what I say in my group a lot. Make it work moment. Okay, so now I'm going to come up through the middle. Or I came through the middle. I'm going to come up through this top area here. And normally, you guys, this stuff is so much easier for me, but I am not doing it the way I usually do it because I'm not sewing it into a cover. It just feels off. I think I feel like I'm skipping a step. Hi, traveling mountain gal. It's nice to see ya. So I'm going to pull this here because I want lots of it. I want to make sure that I have it doubled and it can do a good job of keeping everything together, at least till the lady, or well, I really only have ladies, so I'm just going to say till the lady who's going to get it for the 300 subby giveaway, which I was going to give you guys some, remember some exciting news today. What did I do? I put this on the outside, which I don't normally do. I did it completely backwards. So if I say, hey guys, I'm teaching you how to do something that so easily can become to where you do it backwards, and I'm going to show you how easy it can be done backwards, to make the mistake to do it backwards. Will that work? Will you guys fall for that and be like, oh my gosh, she's so smart to try to show us how you can make mistakes so easy? No, that won't work, and that's okay. So, oh my goodness gracious me. Clean desk would be nice. Happy Tuesday, ladies. Happy Tuesday. So I've done this before. I don't know that I liked it, and I don't know, and that's probably why I didn't do it multiple times. But so there's our there is the center of our signature, okay? And it's okay. People have done this many times, whether it's on purpose or not on purpose. But so there's this. Now this is our spine here. That would our spine that would normally be could be inside of a book cover. This can be a signature. This is what I'm calling a pamphlet stitch, or no, not pamphlet stitch. Well, it is a pamphlet stitch. I'm calling it a pamphlet junk journal, and the reason being is because it doesn't have a soft or hard cover. It only had a scrapbooking page cover. So, but what I'm going to do is, because sometimes mistakes can be made into nice things, right? We've done it. Hi, Blossom. So we've done it many times. Where would be the end? There would be the end. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So this would be our cover that we can decorate some more. We could do a little bit more to it, or we could leave it for the lady who ends up with it. That's the thing. I got to make some decisions here. I'm at, I think, 279. So this is going to sit up there. And this is going to sit up there until we get our 300 party going, and then it's going to be mailed out to the person who wins. Now, we've got this opening here, or this opens here, where we have a fun little file folder type thing that had these metal bars that we went ahead and added some notebook pages, or some stationery pages. Plus, we have all of this inside of here. We just have a ton of really fun, different techniques, different layers, trying to work with different textures and different, just inspire yourself to see all the colors, right? That's one thing for sure, is don't just pick one color. Pick multiple shades of it, or like here where I went with the gray, or in some cases this one a lot. Green would have gone really well with it. And then we have our purples and our sewing, our washi tapes, layering, pockets, tags. So this one I think was a really good representation of what we can do when we put our mind to it. Now let me see if I can get this done a little bit better. So if I try to stick the back, that's what I need, is to get the back layer too. But I am going to find a butterfly charm, I think, to put on there. I think that would be pretty. Little butterfly coming off of there. There's quite a few butterflies in there. These, another thing that can be done here, and I don't know that I have purple. I have other types of colors. I was making molds, you guys. Look. I was making out of hard... it was called hard or heavy gel, anyways. So I was making these molds and going to paint them and see what I can do about using them to layer up. Like even for example, boy, that one doesn't look that great. But let's say for example, if this was painted and then the metals used on it sometimes, you know, how pretty would that be? So that's just an idea. Heavy gel. Yeah, I don't think it's good though. I wouldn't try it, but I had, let's see, I had my light modeling paste here, and I had a heavy here, this one, and I hadn't tried them. It says heavy gel matte. I won't use it again for this, but these are usable, but I wouldn't use it again for this. They're just so fragile in comparison to what I was hoping they would be. But I just thought, what the heck, right? But see, I could paint these and then they could be put up on here. But it was just one of my little projects, you know. I'm always thinking of something. What can we do next? Here's a dragonfly even. But maybe I'll mess with those. See what we can do with them. Okay, so, but I was reaching model clay. Yes, there are. I have that dry, or do you guys know the paper clay? That's what has worked really well too. I got to get it out and do something with that. I'm not sure if I have greens. Greens will work. Look at that one. If that didn't have that pink in it, that would look really nice. Well, I don't know if that looks terrible. Okay, so here's our greens, and where's my little bulb pin that I wanted to put? See, I got it all on there. Now I got to take it back off. That's the way things roll, though, isn't it? And then see if I can put some of these, or one or two of these anyways. The little ones might go over the... Does anyone use beads on their bulb pins? Does anyone use bulb pins? I love bulb pins. Bulb pins are the epitome of just junk journaling to me. I don't know. There's so much that can be done with them. Okay, that one doesn't want to fit. Of course it doesn't, because why would it want to do something that would make this easy for me, right? These are pretty green though. They're just a really light. Okay, I don't know why the first one fit and the rest won't, so I'm just not gonna stress about it. We got one on there. Would have looked better with a couple, and maybe I can figure out something. But you know, I think this is going to be one of those videos where just everything goes not quite right. I won't say wrong or bad, just not quite right. So that would have looked really cute with a couple of beads on there. But I can't get any of them but that one. So we'll stick with that one for now. Now what I was thinking though is I have, well, these are mermaid. This is mermaid stuff in my mermaid area. So I probably don't need a mermaid on there, but I have these leaves. These will work. Awesome. Yay me. I finally found something that will work. Okay, so look at these. I can take these. Oh, maybe. It's an awfully tiny. I don't think so. Maybe if I separate the string. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not either, huh? Now it's all wound up. Okay, I thought it was gonna be more like a charm, but I think it's more like a bead center, not a charm one where it has the opening. These would have a big enough opening, but then they're just a bell cap. Turned out like cardboard acorn. Yes, that's a really great idea. Been experimenting making recycled paper from egg carton cardboard. Oh, perfect. I would love to see how that all turns out. So I am not sure that I have my anything to do with purple around here. That isn't my dark stuff, because I was working on dark stuff for my Halloween goth journal. But we did get the idea of the bulb pen. We have, what could we do with this cover that we haven't already? I used almost everything to do with the cover that I could cut out, but I did have, I think there was one or two pieces that were, okay, let's just dump it out. We're almost done anyway. We might as well just use what we have and then move on from it. This was a folded one that we could incorporate. This one's awfully pretty. This one's awfully pretty, but I don't want to cover up that butterfly. Now, is there anything to be fussy cut? That could be a... I hate to fussy cut for you guys. Jelly plate texture. Let's see what you're saying here. Just thinking as jelly plate texture. Yeah, that's an awesome idea. So if I was to cut anything out, oh goodness. Let's think about this. I wish these weren't quite so small. They really did give you some small little things to work with, which depending on what you're doing is kind of awesome, isn't it? And I didn't... Now there was this. We might could do something pretty with that. Hi, Jody G. Let's see. Now this was made with the, this is a white core purple paper, and I put it through an embossing. You know what I think might be kind of cute is if we took it and instead of it being a straight line, took and cut it at a bit, well, it's kind of a delicate paper now, because when you emboss it, it cuts through some of the areas. Cuts through it quite a bit. Look. Yeah. Practically can pull out these, look at that, I can practically pull out these flowers. Didn't realize that. Huh. So I basically embossed, or did die cut with an embossing. I don't really like it enough to put it on there, but that's amazing. Didn't even know that's what I was doing. The tickets are cute, and maybe if I came up with a cute half a circle maybe, and then put the tickets in. Let's see what that would look like. Let's see. I have a circle cutter right here. This is a 2.5 for my jelly printing. Let's see if we can get this have a sweet day in there. Let's see what, oh, oops, that's pretty too. Oh, that's kind of cute. You know what would really look cute with that? The day part isn't showing though very well, is it? I don't know, guys. I'll tell you, this kit had so many beautiful potentials, and I think I've just run out of things that are hitting me. So I need something up here. So a house means down here. This let me get a drink of water. I like this lace. We could cover up that purple easily enough. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just go for that. Let's do that. That'll be a quick and easy fix for something that when you're just stuck, you can't get your bearings, you don't know what you're going to do. Plus that blue really honestly doesn't fight with this purple either. But a good old piece of lace or trim fabric, it just seems to be my go-to, honestly. If I'm having a struggle with something, if I find a lace or a trim or a fabric, I can almost always layer it from there. I have all these fibers everywhere. This day's just gotten away from me, let me tell you. YouTube Tuesday, I did not get nearly as much done as I had been intending on. Now there's this one that's from the inside. That would look pretty layered up there too. Let's see if I could tear this one more time. If not, I can use the other end. This is just a really pretty earthy green. Oh, it's just barely gonna do it. Okay. This will work for what I wanted to do. I know this may not be what everyone is used to doing or would want to do, but I tend to work with fibers that as a backup. If I start to get flustered with I just want that to not look quite so straight across. If I get flustered with paper, I tend to go to fabrics because I can manipulate them more and have more choices. And layering for me with that is just easier. Not exactly sure why. Okay, so there we go. So now we have that. Now what we can do from there is a couple different things. One of which is, we have the purple. What could we do with a gold pen and some of that purple yarn from the back? Hi, Belinda. How are you? Let's see. Oh, just curious, and I can cut these off more. But if I could find a good bead, which I can't, I already know that. But I can still look for one. It's not the end of the world because I just didn't find it right this second. Let's say we take the bulb pen, we take some of this yarn, because this yarn is in the spine, and so we know it's there and it's the right color and everything. And we tie it on there. Come on. And then we were to have a bead on there or a charm. I could go get my charms. I might just end up doing it so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. And have this dangle. And I have this is not a good purple. I have this, where is it? How bad a purple is that? It's not the same, but I cut that too short. I was going to tie it in a knot. Ah, I'm so happy you caught me, Belinda. I miss you when I don't see you during the day. I'd like to know how you're doing and see your name there. I know I'm being fiddly and futzy, and I understand. My mind isn't wanting to make the what I think, like I thought I was going to do, and then my mind and hands aren't working together. I was thinking I could do this and then hang that off of that. That's what I was thinking. But I think the best bet is for me to probably go find a button and a charm. So I'll do that because I don't want to do this and not have it be all it can be, I mean, I have the purple buttons, that's not a problem, and I have charms. All I have to do is find the charm container, which is right here. So I'm set, and I have a nice button here I think you guys will like. Nice button. So we'll put this aside for right this second. Because this all still works, and this is a really nice button right there. And maybe instead of putting that yarn on there the way we did, it might look cute coming out of here. I don't know. Some days, you guys, I get on here and I tell you, I feel like everything I touch turns to gold. Other days, I look at it and I'm just like so intimidated by the fact that someone's watching me, because I'm not feeling like I'm getting a very good flow. But I'm not going to second guess myself, and I'm not going to get down about it, because I don't want you guys to do that on the days that you're feeling like this. I want you guys just to persevere and work through it, and that's what I'm going to do. What do you think about that? Cute little purple ribbon coming out of there. So I'll glue this on. Hi, Linda. Hi, Maria. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue there, and then just around the edge here. I don't want it to seep up through the... And then we'll put this... Oop, come on. Telling you, it's not my day. There we go. Okay. So there's that, and I like that deep darker purple. This is more like the purple that's in here. Okay, so there's that. Now we have this that I think might be kind of cute. I would rather have a silver charm, but these are the ones I can find right now. And there are some really fun ones in here that I think would incorporate well. There's, let me show you. You'll want to see. You'll not want to just be looking at it like that, right? You'll want to see the inside. So here's my stash of bronze. And I have little letters over here. And these tiny little made with love, which I'm probably going to grab one of those. And put that on here. And then the theme of it really is... butterflies and lilacs. Here's a nice butterfly of the size I'm thinking would work best for what we're doing. So now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. And it doesn't have to stay this way. The person who gets this can do whatever they want. Actually, I should do the butterfly first, and then the little charm. Actually, none of this is going to work anyways. because it's going to get put on that direction. These are the things we don't realize until you've done this so many times, that the way that the bulb pin gets threaded through everything has to be pointing the opposite way. So let's just stick that through there. It doesn't have to be tied back on there. And then what I was thinking about doing is, instead of doing this on the front, I could do this right here, kind of like a charm, or I could do it here, which I think I'm gonna have to do it here because there's really nowhere to grab it up there. There we go. So now we have a little tiny miniature tassel type thingy with a couple of charms there hanging from where our threads are. There they go. Now they're hanging okay. And we have this bulb pin here. Now what I do want to do for sure before I put this away is I want to add all of the goodies that are here into it, because they go with it. When it goes, yes, bulb pins are the best. So I am going to make sure and grab everything that goes with this paper pack and make sure it goes inside of here. And I will even throw this purple ribbon or purple yarn in there too, and all of this. And so, you know, maybe in the comments under this video, if you guys would go back and please and always thank you if you would do a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm pretty sure you probably have, or you wouldn't know I'm here right now, right? But go ahead and make some comments underneath so I can come back and look about what would you like to have be the subject for the Getting Back to the Basics the next time, because I could go many different directions. We could just do what we were doing. I could work with my happy mail and my correspondence in my journal. I could make another project like this. I could do it with some of my fancier papers. I could do a theme, a season, a theme. We can do whatever, but we'll get enough votes of the same type of thing, and get it all together and plan something fun. But this I think I'm going to call done for now, and I am so excited to give it to the person that wins the 300 subbies. And we will have fun figuring out the next thing. And you guys just let me know what you think. And when we decide, I will announce it before the next YouTube video, so we all know what we're signing up for. Yes, this is a very beautiful paper pack. But you know what? There's a lot of others that are gorgeous too, and I've got a lot of them, so you guys let me know what you think and what you're leaning towards. But I'm going to let you guys go, and thank you so much for joining me for the final episode in the lavender junk journal pamphlet. Thank you. Bye-bye.